We're joined now by Ayla Besemer. Ayla, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
So to start it off, why was there this kind of effort by the corporation towards greater transparency?
So historically, the Yale Corporation has lacked transparency. Things like the agenda or the minutes of their meeting have been kept secret. And last year, there was significant student criticism about that secrecy. For example, there was a protest from Fossil for Yale at which there were 4 stuffed suits to represent the absent Yale Corporation members. And then in April, during the naming decision, students criticized the fact that despite the corporation's involvement with making those decisions, the method by which they actually decided to keep the name Calhoun and name one of the new colleges, Franklin, had not been made public. And so the corporation, hearing the students' concerns about secrecy, are now moving towards transparency.
What steps have they already taken, and what are the things they want to continue to do in order to make this shift more apparent to the Yale community?
Right. So the senior fellow of the corporation, Donna Dubinsky, has essentially proposed a transparency initiative that brings visibility to the corporation's agenda. And she was on campus last week to host a lunch at Jonathan Edwards College, at which students could come by and talk to her about their concerns. And then, as part of the annual September retreat meeting last Friday, members of the corporation met with 30 students, undergraduates, and alumni for breakfast at Maury's. And during that meeting, they broke out into breakout sessions where students had face-to-face time with members of the corporation and were able to talk about the concerns that are at the forefront right now. So things that came up, for example, were a desire for increased face time with faculty, anxieties about life after Yale, and one major theme was how different socioeconomic statuses impact students' experiences at Yale College.
Do you think their initial efforts have been effective? What have students responded to that?
So for the most part, students have responded by saying that they think the efforts of the Yale Corporation are genuine and sincere, and have expressed hope that they will lead to concrete change. You know, having the opportunity to actually speak face-to-face with members of the corporation, students have said removes that sort of shroud of secrecy that surrounded them in the past. That said, I think students are skeptical that these type of meetings will lead to any concrete change. I know, for example, the meeting on Friday was criticized for being kind of cut short, and students didn't have enough time to discuss everything that they wanted to. But for the most part, I do think students are hopeful that these things will lead to an actual change in the future.
So my last question is, do you foresee this being an effective outreach effort by the corporation, and what will happen next?
You know, I do. I think that the fact that the corporation heard that students were unhappy with how secret they've been in the past is really important, and that they're already making changes is also important. I think, like students said, there will need to be a sort of concerted effort to ensure that the corporation is showing that they are interested and that they are making changes as a result of the things they're hearing students say. And the next step, certainly, there will be more opportunities for students to speak face-to-face with members of the Yale Corporation, whether in lunches like the type Dubinsky had in Jonathan Edwards last week, or the type that was held at Maury's last Friday. Both of those things I think we'll see more of.
Thanks so much for shedding light on this story. We will definitely be following up on the updates. From everyone at YTV, thanks for watching.
And introduce students and faculty and other staff to what goes on within the library. So much of what you're seeing here today in the nave is usually behind closed doors. You might not be aware that it's going on. So we want to take Founders Day as a way to really celebrate what's going on.